Alright, another one that people hate. The boss, Baron of Bones. A lot of people hate this one because they don't know how to set up the battlefield, as per normal. I do have two files for this one, my old party, my new party. Why? Because my old party, it actually was a fight, as you'll see. So this is Baron of Bones. So when you are done, you give the collar back to Sam, and you're in town. You're now somewhere around level 8, or if you haven't opened up areas, which you should be. You head to the east of Sicil, southeast, and you will find the Baron of Bones. This is probably your next best area, next best boss to hit. This is my older team. You walk up here, there will be multiple people on either side summoned, so don't move too far up. But this fight, much more difficult. Than my second file with my newer party.
Revolting life here in the court where one sat Brachus Rex, his long torn pulse.
So this is awesome. So I went over here to take out this Iron Ward. I'll take out this Iron Ward right off the bat. You can start the fight, and Baron of Bones will not join the fight if you keep yourself in dialogue, as per normal with bosses. This was an error. I thought that I could actually kill this ward, because sometimes you can. I thought I could kill this ward. Oh, which I did. So I thought I could kill this ward before the battle even started. So I did. I guess I did kill it. The problem is, if this is your strategy to take out that ward, the problem is that you're now in a really weird position over here in this corner. Super weird position. Can you still win it? Absolutely, as I show you here. This old group that I have here, this is one of my honor mode runs. So you'll see me do some weird stuff like this and go, oh crap! I thought that would play out a little differently, but you can still get yourself out of these positions. Anyway, throw some, as always, Midnight Oil, summon spiders, Boulder Bash. These are all things that make the early game a lot easier. See, if I was playing this again, I most likely would have just burned this whole area, summoned the spider further back. The spider does not provide me any protection out here. It's way out in the open. It doesn't really help me that much. That was interesting. So, the little wizard there decided to run across the map, through some fire, into a corner. Whoa! This guy also tried to be an idiot. And then attacked the spider, which also works to my benefit. And oh my goodness, the freaking court jester, man. The freaking court jester's voice in this is horrible. Horrible! The voice in the original, the court jester was just so good. I mean, whoever did the voice acting of it was so solid. So solid. I don't know why they changed that. I don't know why they changed it. It was one of those voices that was so good. So good. Now, not so much. So Geomancer there was frozen. That was good. So I'm not even fighting with Baron Bones. So this is my honor mode. I decided, you know what? My ranger is not as strong. I'm in a bad position here. I'm just going to fight this out without my ranger and swap, queen for queen. So at this point in time, Baron of Bones is not getting involved. My ranger is not getting involved because I just don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. I set myself up in a very bad position. This was one of my very. I think this was my first time playing honor mode, and I beat the game doing it, but much better. Was much better by the second time I beat honor mode and subsequent playthroughs.
I'm on fire!
See, at this point in time, Jahan dies, honor mode, not a big deal. Not a big deal. Why? Because he does not affect honor mode. He could drop, so long as my main two are alive, I'm good to go. And in this weird deadlock, I can't even get a game over because your Ranger and Baron can take no damage while in dialogue. So even if all three of my guys died, my Ranger would still be alive.
Without aid, I will expire soon.
I can then, if all three of them died, end the dialogue with my Ranger, and then, as soon as possible, retreat. Flee from combat. Geomancer took a shot in the tree there, that's good. So Medora, at this point in time, is feared. Now, in my guide...
Is all we practice in my own residence.
So I decided to bring her into the fight now. Interesting. So I guess I decided that I'm in a good enough position here they can't do anything. Oh! It might have been because they summoned this ice elemental, and she might be the only one in this playthrough that had Destroy Summon. This is why, in my guide, I now suggest Destroy Summon on her, him, and him. Because it's useful. If they summon something like an ice elemental or an arcane that can just teleport you onto lava, 2 people in one turn, you can just destroy summon, and all of a sudden a very dangerous situation becomes harmless. Oh, but as I was saying, so Medora can be feared. Now, in my guide, you will see that Medora is a leadership knight. Now, how I build her now, she definitely gets up to 5, 6 in leadership, which gives all of these 3, so everyone else in the party, immune to fear. She is still capable of falling into fear, which is why one of the key things you want to look for with armor with Medora is immune to fear. If you can find an armor like that, put it on Medora all the time. Immune to fear. And then after immune to fear, you want things such as her main stats, +2 to strength, +2 to con, +2 to speed. So immune to fear, +2 to speed, +2 to strength, +2 to con, +2 to speed. Probably in that order. And that way, all 4 of your people will be immune to fear. Sweet. Another thing to look for on Medora is to make sure that her belt has +2 or +1 to 2-handed. With your dual wielder and dual wielder, you want your belts to have +1 to dual wielding. For your bow user, you want to have her gauntlet have +1 to bow. Also for Medora, you want to make sure her helmet has a +1 to leadership. Finding a +1 to leadership on the weapon as well, it's too difficult. And you have so many extra points with Medora that you just don't want to worry about that. Let her use a good weapon and just make sure she has the +1 leadership from her helmet. So as you can see, amazingly, nobody dies actually in this crap show here, which is amazing. Slow is also a good one to have. Why? Because now that he's slowed, anybody that has bully will deal 50% more damage. Oh, my word, I hate that Jester's voice. And people listening. Oh, we hate your voice. Yes, but I don't get paid to be a voice actor. Medora, the, you know... Oh, you know what? I bet you it was,
From the air!
oh, what was it? The talent, the comeback kid. No, yeah, comeback kid. That, I think, yeah, comeback kid. That if she gets a wound that would drop her, instead of knocking her out, she only goes to 1 HP. Super useful, which is why Medora is a better two-handed knight than anyone you can build. Why? Because she gets that without having a 5 in willpower. She gets that without being a 5 in willpower, making her one of the most useful companions, if not the most. See, she just did it again. She just resisted death, even though I jumped across fire. Very useful. Very useful. And, you know, I'm kind of limping through the finish line with this one. Limping through the finish line, I'm probably not gonna have somebody die.
I can see the white light.
But not very effective. Not very effective, okay? So this is not very effective. These two people are dropping. This is not what you want to do for honor mode. This was a nail-biting experience. This is not what you want to do. There's a chest here. Get this chest after the battle.
On guard!
Right there. Okay, so anyway, let's just kind of skip ahead. Nobody dies. Nobody dies. Right? I don't think I have. So, no, nobody dies. Some people die. I gain a level. That helps. That helps. So then you finish it off. Pick up this stuff. So yeah, so one of the chest keys up there goes to this chest. I don't know if I show you the other chest. Yeah, okay, so here's the other chest. The key to this is found further down to the south here on a pile of lava. You can either throw a cooking pot onto the vent, stop it, and you'll also see me do that. That's also something I want to talk about real quick. So, you get this grog's never-ending beer thing. Make yourself drunk before you open a chest if you're not feeling too lazy. It'll increase your lucky charm by 2. And if you're romantic, I think it is. I think it's romantic. You get a point in lucky charm as well. That'll put you at 3 lucky charm. And that will make it so that your chances of actually getting more loot is actually much higher. But anyway, like I was saying, so the vent down here with lava, throw a cooking pot on it. That'll keep the lava from coming out. You can also, even easier, cast hover feet or winged feet, whatever you want to call it, in Scoundrel, which all 4 of you should be having if you're following my guide. Easy, go grab it, walk off. Another thing you could do is use telekinesis. That's much harder. But anyway, grab that chest key, open up those 2, you're good to go. Now let me show you real quick a much more effective battle. So this is my, newer group. Now I'm just gonna walk in here and thug these people. So I'm just gonna show you from the very beginning. Walk in, my junk hanging out. I have, somebody who's not even, healed. I mean, this is not even scary for me anymore, based off of, what I've learned. So this is my newer, this is based off of my guide. So the very first thing I'm going to do is start throwing down my midnight oil. Now this is great too, because if you can throw down your midnight oil on a candle, hey, it'll light it on fire for you too. That's great. Right, so here's another one. There's some more candles. Light that on fire too. I'll make a mental note of this too. If I can even show you. Okay, good. So, it didn't load right. So, page 1. So this is page 1 of my abilities. Burning touch, cold touch, freezing touch, lightning, shocking touch, vampiric touch, withering touch. Those are all your touches. Now, if you decide to go with petrifying touch, you can throw that in there. These are solid CCs with very little AP requirement. Great for the beginning game. That's why I stick it in tag 1. Teleport, Great for transporting, so don't waste AP going to them. Bring them to you. Battering Ram, Thunder Jump, your two best movement skills to get moving around the battlefield without, once again, wasting AP. Those three are your movements. Teleport, Battering Ram, Thunder Jump. Your last two there are your damage. Okay, your damagers. You're going to be having your melee power stance and rage. You're going to be using that, the power stance and rage for your duel, and you're going to be using it for Medora. Jahan, if you're doing a Shadow Blade, will not have rage, but he will have Oath of Desecration, so just stick Oath of Desecration here. So you will have the exact same. These two will have exactly the same. As a Shadow Blade, he'll have exactly the same. Exactly the same except for Oath here. Set 5, I will throw my grenades. It's easy. I'll also throw either a shovel, walk in shadow sometimes in here, and then all of my grenades. Starting with Firestorm, Toxic. Those are your bread and butter. Bread and butter. So just a mental note of that. Makes it a lot easier when you're playing battles just to have that stuff in your inventory. Oh, another thing to note. I put all my grenades in the Source Hunter backpack as per the guide. I put all my special arrows in the Source Hunter backpack as per the guide in my Rangers inventory. Do not take the Source Hunter backpacks out of their inventory to put into your Mule's inventory to craft arrows or to craft grenades. Because as soon as that backpack leaves their inventory, you'll have to reset up your taskbar all over again. It's gone. You've lost it. So don't do that. Don't do that. Because that will make you very angry, most likely. And there's no point in doing that. So just keep the grenades. Keep the crafting grenade items. So like your fuses, empty grenade canisters. Keep those out of that backpack. Just keep it out in the inventory, as I'll show you later. And then just move that straight from your inventory into your Mule's inventory. That'll save you from swearing up a storm when you realize that you've just spent all that time creating that bar and now it's gone. Now, as I tried early on, I tried to wipe out that orb in the last time I showed you. Later on, there's just no point. Because that orb, that ward, all it does is protect against physical damage. Okay, fine. I'll just burn you all alive. So just set your midnight oil, set it everywhere, set your boulder bashes everywhere. What am I looking for here? Fast track.
How weak they are, my lady. How pitiable are the living.
My nails I shall bury neath their skin, my lord, and peel it off, streak by streak.
So here we go. New Medora's got midnight oil. She's also got her boulder bash, as per my new guide recommendations. This is funny because I've watched this video in the past. If I remember correctly, I knock this guy down. And I totally forget about him. Later on in the fight, I think he stands up, and I'm like, whoa. Forgot about you sleeping in the corner. So don't do that. Don't forget about people. Irrelevant, because the guy just gets up and burns himself, but... So as you see, you can kind of take some hits, but not very, I didn't even heal her walking into this fight. So, what you're seeing here, most of that was before I even walked in.
So good of taste. Ding,
Now, see the damage that Court Jester's taking from fire just walking those few distances? Now, I can shoot, as I said, static clouds. Now, static clouds great because, even if people manage to make it through the fire, see, this is also something smart. Let me impart on my wisdom here. Now, why did I do this? Because Baron of Bones, what he's now going to be programmed AI to do, is to avoid this cloud. But he's also going to be programmed, because he's a melee, to move to my people. Now what that means is he's going to avoid the cloud this direction. He's not going to go this direction. Now what this means is he's going to take fire damage all the way around here or walk through here and get stunned, which he's not going to do. So he's going to walk around here and burn himself to death. So set up stuff like this. The static cloud, they'll avoid. The enemies will avoid this. So you can set up static clouds as areas that you don't want people to walk through because they will avoid this area now. I know, hold the applause. I am a genius. I am a genius.
The secret ingredient? Fahrenheit!
Secret ingredient, Fahrenheit. I have no idea why they say that because I've tried multiple ways to put Fahrenheit, which actually is a thing in the game, into a grenade, and you can't. That grenade is made from broken glass, which you get from an empty bottle with a hammer, and then an empty grenade can.
I long but to make you proud, my love, my lady.
This is hilarious, because they blind her, it doesn't even matter. Boulder Bash, Midnight Oil, all that stuff, you don't even need to use your eyes. It doesn't have a chance to miss. And here I am bored, thinking, let me heal you. So there's absolutely, if you set up your fight, if you set up the fight this way, there is no risk. See? And here we go. So not only does he run out, as I said, does something, and then runs right along the fire path as I said he would. Because that's what they're programmed to do.
Spirits of Rivlon, I call you
The
home
AI
to the
is
earth.
very predictable, Larian. Very predictable. So now what I do? Really irritate him by adding the stun cloud down to here, which means he has to then go out, walk all the way around it, or walk through it and get stunned.
Lifts like a feather, drops like a troll.
And then I just sit here and chill. She's dead.
My barren bone love.
And look at this. Nobody's taking damage.
With those that harmed you.
Much easier, much easier. You build your group this way with my build strategy. So this guy stands up. This guy stands up. This absolutely cracks me up. So this guy stands up, and I'm like, you can see my mouse. I'm like, wait, there's a guy here? He stands up and avoids these clouds and just marches up here and dies. He's back on his feet. He's back on his feet for a matter of, like, what, 5 seconds? 5 seconds here? Whoa, hey, I'm back in the fight. I'm going, what the? Blah! That's it. So, what does he do? Exactly how as I said he would do. He would either walk around, burn himself, or walk through the stun cloud, which chances are you walk through a stun cloud, you're going to get yourself stunned. He's now walked himself directly in front of me within striking distance and stunned himself. The guy can't do anything now. So I can just march up here. He's stunned, which means 100% chance to hit. So you can do melee power stance, do your, daggers drawn. Every single one of those is going to hit. Bam. Drop. Dead. Zero risk. Zero risk. This is not a hard fight, and you will hear people and see people in the forums complain about this fight. Oh, it's a difficult fight. No, it's not. You're fighting it stupid. And how most people fight, especially people that like their two-handed warriors, with how they fight, especially if they do, lone wolves, right? They beef this person up and they say, well, what do you need to have? You need to have a bunch of bodybuilding and willpower. You got to get the bodybuilding and willpower. And use your battering ram and rush in and then get hit. Well, then what ends up happening is you're right here in the middle, you're fighting, all these guys are pegging you, they have clear line of sight, and you just get slaughtered here in the middle. You're trying to heal yourself, you're using potions, and yeah, at that point in time, you're going to need bodybuilding, you're going to need willpower. Why? Because you're throwing yourself into a stupid situation, and then getting hit and getting hit and getting hit. Yeah, no kidding you're going to need bodybuilding. No kidding you're going to need willpower. But what do I need? I don't need bodybuilding. I don't need willpower because I never get hit anymore. This is how 95% of the fights in this game go now for me. I don't get hit. And if I do, oh, blind, whatever, who cares? She's blinded. How did that affect my fight? Not at all. Not at all. So, the reason why you need bodybuilding, the reason why you need willpower is because you suck. The reason why you need that is because you suck. You're setting up these fights in a way that you need it because you're getting hit, you're getting hit, you're getting hit. And you need massive amounts of constitution because you're getting hit, you're getting hit, you're getting hit. Don't need it if you play smart. You use my tactician guide, you play smart, this is how your fights are going to be. And I hope that you use the guide, and I hope that you find that, wow, this is a lot easier, and you're having fun. You're having fun torching these people and making a joke out of them. And you're having fun doing that. So here I'm showing you, this is my as per my guide. Enlightened Amulet, fantastic. I have crafted items here. This is a crafted dagger, crafted axe. I'm pretty sure this is still the orc gear. And there's your strength belt. Now, the amulet's actually a little bit of an upgrade on the strength amulet. Why? Because the Immaculate Amulet comes with a +1 strength, plus 50 HP. So it's actually a little bit of boost to that as well. Your Constitution rings, which should be on everybody. These are your stats. I fought this group at level 10. It's not that hard to get to level 10, even before you fight these guys. And I'll show you that in my other video when you open up areas. Just opening up areas, which requires 0 fighting for the most part, you'll get enough experience to get up here at a really high level. And I didn't need it. You say, well, the only reason you did this is because you were high level. No, not true. Because the high level really only affects, the stats and stuff. And I didn't use strength. I didn't use dex. All I did was midnight oil and throw grenades, which requires 0 stats. I could have 5 in all my stats, and I could have won that the exact same way. And you say, well, the only thing that really affected that was initiative. The reason why initiative is so high and I was able to go first was because she has leadership 5, which even at level 7, 8, you should be able to have leadership 5, leadership 6 on Medora. Especially if you have your +1 helmet. That's the very first thing you level up on her. She is literally just a walking leadership helmet. That is all she is. And wait for something to get close, and then she pounds it. But these stats don't matter. But yeah, as you can see, strength, dex, and intellect. So I'm adding into these evenly. I'm not adding anything into these. So nothing into con, nothing into speed. This is all from gear. As you can see. And you know what? Like, I don't even have good boots. Like, these are just normal boots. Those are, Medora, there you go. Medora, so this is the dual hybrid. So he has I think 1.5 is, the ratio. 1.5 in a strength, dex, intellect. She's a leadership knight, which means 2.5 in a strength, so the majority of your things are going to go in strength. And then you split the remainder into constitution and speed. So as you can see, 13, 9, 8. So this is right where you should be. If you can't find a leadership helm, make one. As I've said in my guide, a helm plus a magical starfish, you have a leadership helm. Just pretty normal, crappy gear. I don't have 2 immaculate amulets at this point in time. I only have 1, so press 1 strength gear as per my guide, and con rings as per my guide. Pretty straightforward. You should always have this stuff. 2 crafted daggers, and the daggers, so I'm level 10, okay? So at what level? So at level 9, I crafted these. So at level 9, I was able to craft this stuff, and I was able to, and what I do is I wait until I had enough tormented souls to actually add this. So what is that? That's 2 plus 1 weapon, that's 3, 2 more, 5, plus 1 more weapon, 6. So when you get 6 tormented souls, craft new weapons. Typically for me, if I'm hitting the shops regularly like you're supposed to, I can craft 1 set of weapons at around level 9, level 10. I can craft another set of weapons around level 16 to 18. And then I can craft a 3rd set at around level 22. And that's what you have enough Tormented Soul for. So you craft these until they come with a +1 speed. When you get the +1 speed, add the Tormented Soul to it. Very soon after this point in time, you're going to be able to get +3 into Tenebrium on your mule, which Bartador, or I don't know how to say her name, the weird archer. She comes with a +1 in Tenebrium from the very beginning of the game. So you add, 2 and then 3, which is 5, into Tenebrium. She'll be able to then add Tenebrium damage to your weapons pretty early. Just add it to it. And so I haven't at this point in time. So 2 crafted daggers. This is all just nothing gear. This is just normal gear. I still have Jahan's boots. I don't even have a sarong. So there's my crafted bow. Same thing. +1 speed. Found a +1 speed already. And here's another thing. So bow. Here's another thing to note. As I said before, already got one here with a +1 to bow. That's important. Okay, +1 bow. Keep it on this at all points in time. The +1 to dual wielding and two-handed come on belts. It's kind of weird, but it does. Immunity to fear comes on armor. You want that to her. And your +1 to leadership, you want that on the helm. That also comes on her. So anyway, I hope this is useful. I hope that, if you're having trouble in these fights, you follow the guide. All of a sudden, these fights become really easy, and you're enjoying the game, because the game is fun to play, but it's not fun to get your butt kicked. So hope this was helpful, and I hope you enjoyed it.